Okay. Right. Hey, today I'd like to talk to you about air pruning, show you my peppers, and also tell you what I've been seeding. Right. Air pruning for the roots is basically the same as topping is for the vegetative growth, right? If you got a shoot, right, growing up, you got some little growth tips here, and it's continuing to grow up, right? If you cut it here, these grow tips will continue to grow, and then some growth tips from here, you cut it off, they will grow, subdivide, on and on and on. The same principle goes for the roots, pretty simple. Right, but let me show you what I mean and how to achieve that, because it's actually pretty simple. Unfortunately, a dense root system is also a very sturdy one, so it gets a bit difficult to pry these out of their pots without actually disturbing that too much. Alright, here it is. Have a look at this nice root system right here. This has been grown for 5 months in this pot now. In this little pot. And there is no circling, nothing. Well, on the sides a bit, but nothing. It is a really, really fine root system. Very dense, very compact, healthy, very nice. The easiest way to achieve root pruning is simply to let the root tips dry out. So we simply use containers with holes in them, right? Once a root tip reaches the exposed air, it prunes itself off, and then the growth tips behind it come out and sprout. And the best thing about this is, since it is very dense, it grows really fast when you transplant it. This one I transplanted into 3 liters. Right. After about 2.5 days, the entire pot on the sides, on the bottom, was already populated with new root tips, right? It's just amazing. Alright, we've seen the root system on this one. Now let me show you the same thing, but with a circular pot, right? This one here. Alright, the root system up top is looking very fine, right? Very nice. You can see that. But if we have a look down here, you can see clearly there is circling happening. Why is that circling such a bad thing? Circling can choke your plant, right? If you have nursery pots, if you grow a plant in that, right, and you let it get root bound, the roots are going to circle. You transplant it into the next pot, and then the root system is going to spread and establish. The old circling roots are still there, however, and are going to enlarge as the new root system outside of that is going to develop. As these circled roots grow and enlarge, they're going to choke each other and themselves out, and the plant is going to simply die. Well, that's unfortunately it. So that's why air pruning is very important. By the way, this is my new favorite, the Capsicum annuum minimum variety, but it's got purple fruit. So it looks like it's gonna go from purple to red indirectly, and the flowers are also purple rimmed. Very, very nice. I've already made a few cuttings of this. That's some of the things in my little box down here. And just to make the cuttings, I just take a little glass vial, put some straight up tap water in it, and put the cuttings in there. Over here you can see I've got 4 cuttings of a large-leaved ficus. Here we have peas. They don't like being air-pruned, they just keep growing. Their roots just go and go and go. This is a variety called Tom Thumb. They grow a maximum of 20 centimeters in height. Then we also got in these other 3 some basil, fine minette, basically the chia pet of basils, grows to 20 to 40 centimeters in height, and basically when it's grown out it looks like Bob Ross, right? Then tomatoes, yellow pear cherry bell tomato. They grow to about 50 centimeters, like half a meter in height, right? And they look like, well, pears, like yellow pears, and are quite sweet. Very awesome. The other 2 tomatoes are currant tomatoes, and then there is another regular cherry bell type. Yes, those are supposed to be like 160 max, and those are about 1 meter max, so for the balcony. And then in the middle here we got some Siberian house paprika peppers in English. Those are also going to grow about 75 centimeters in height. Then down here I've got more of my favorite kind, the little mini chili. 12 more of those in here. And another tray of basil, the dwarf kind. Very nice, very nice. Now, I'm gonna transplant these little babies here. I'm gonna have something. I do. That should be easier. In the first video I uploaded to this channel, I showed how to do air layers, and this is one of the plants from that video. Much better. Yes. Okay. And as you can see, we now have a plant with a new little root system. Very sparse, but with a little air pruning container, this is going to grow much denser really quickly. And the air pruning containers, hang on, I'm going to dip this in water real quick. I'm going to use these ones here. They got a volume of about 120 milliliters. Right, and from there they go into a 1 liter, and from there, if they're big chili plants, then they go into a 7 liter and to the balcony. Right. Okay. The first cuts I made on these are the ones at the bottom, right? That is the most important cut you can make if you're making yourself air pruning containers, right? Because once they hit the bottom, the roots always want to go down, right? Always down, always more to the water. And then once they hit the bottom, they start circling. So you gotta make sure that you drill in far enough so they don't circle on the outside on the inside edge. And then I'm going to test two different varieties, ones with vertical stripes and also ones with horizontal stripes. And before the next transplant, we're going to compare which direction works better for air pruning. Okay. I'm gonna prune the roots just to get them all going in a nice direction. Everything that makes a unexpected turn or winds more than 45 degrees from its origin gets pruned away. And don't be shy to reuse your cocoa. This cocoa I used for my veggies last year, and this year I'm going to use it for the trees, and it's going to stay stable for that for at least 5 years. Structurally stable before it goes so fine that you actually have to worry about it suffocating your plants. Right, now to the bigger one. Oh boy, that always hurts. Whoa. Oh, that's a dirty feeling. Cutting your trees like that really doesn't feel good. I have to clean that up. Now for the wound care on your trees. Disinfect normal ethyl alcohol and then leave it alone. Don't put anything else on there. Don't tape it shut or anything like that. It's just going to promote mold and other bullshit. Right, planting. If you remember, we saw that at the bottom of the round ones here, the roots tended to circle a bit. So I'm also going to cut the same kind of grooves I cut into these ones. I'm going to cut in here as well. Alright, now as you can see, these notches cut all the way around, so any circling roots are going to be dried off. I waited a bit too long with this one. Whew, okay. Don't be shy to prune your roots. If they grow shitty, cut them off and grow new ones. Especially when it's about trees. The top, you can always regrow the top, that doesn't matter. But if your root system is fucked, your tree is not gonna last long. See, that was the first one of the air layers I made this year. Already poking out roots everywhere. Fully established by now. That's how easy you can make a completely new little tree. Okay, that's it for this week. I hope you liked it. I'll see you next one. Bye bye.